All right, let's talk about Brian Brown Knives Yeager-M V2 today. This is Brian Brown, not to be confused with Brown Knives. Brown Knives, I believe, is Craig, made the Brown FSP, super milled out titanium frame lock. I did a video on one before, which is also a cool knife. This one is a production run made by Riyadh. Riyadh does a great job on knives. They usually kill it. This one, it's dead, but I don't know that they knocked it out of the park. And this may be a minority opinion. So, like I always say, watch a lot of people's videos because all of us have different thoughts, opinions, and things like that. So, yeah, let's just dive right into it. So it comes with a zippered pouch. It comes with stickers, certificate of authenticity, all that good stuff. Here is some information about it. I'll put that off to the side. So this came in a couple of different variations. Flipper or non-flipper, and multiple different colored carbon fibers. This is camo carbon. This is what they call the Brittany blue or Tiffany blue. I like it. I think it's super cool. I also did a little bit of checking around, and they did a bunch of exclusive runs. Knife Joy had an exclusive with like a Damasteel blade and a blacked out scales. I think there was some other exclusives out there. It kind of got a little crazy. I don't know. How many exclusive things do you need out there? And does that downplay the awesomeness of a knife? I think it kind of does. If every dealer has their own exclusive, to me, that's a little much. So you have a very nice Wharncliffe blade with a very nice hollow grind, super kind of thin behind the edge at 0.012. Nice belt satin finish. Can't complain about that. This particular one has the zirconium kit. So it has zirconium pivot collars, zirconium pocket clip, and zirconium backspacer. That's like $100 upgrade. And these came in at about $350, I think, for the knife alone. Add on the zirconium kit for another $100. It's $400-ish knife. This belongs to Aussie Mike. It came to me via whoever he bought it from. And I think it's a cool knife, don't get me wrong. Normally, from Riyadh, you're seeing a little bit better action. A little more drop shuttiness. Not that I love drop shut, but this just, it's just not super smooth. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's just not the general quality and what I expect when I open a Riyadh knife. Now, granted, this is used. These have been out for a few months, and I don't know what the previous owner did or didn't do with it. I did not take it apart and clean it or do anything like that. So it could be improved. What's a little odd is they are using Teflon caged bearings. Normally, I thought Riyadh was using steel caged bearings. Okay. But like I said, I think there were 6 different colors of the camo carbon, and each color came with a flipper or a non-flipper. So there was, 12 variations of this knife. It works great in the pocket. It is a little small for me and my tastes, and we'll dive right into the specs. It's 4 3/8 closed, 7.5 overall, with a 3.1-inch blade and a 3-inch cutting edge. This particular one is in M390. They did do one in Damasteel. I think they actually did a Damasteel one from Brian Brown Knives. And I know that there was a Knife Joy exclusive in Damasteel, which I just saw on Arizona Customs, sold for like $1,000. I'm like, really? Okay. Weighs in at 4.6 ounces. As I said, runs on bearings and is 0.558 in overall thickness. Bead blasted frames. And all in all, a cool knife. Not really for me. Like, I don't know. I know that Aussie Mike has been searching for this for a while because he really wanted this color. I believe he said he has one that's full titanium. I think he has one already. And he really wanted to search out this color. One thing I do really, really like, I mean, the fin finish is good. I just don't really love the action. That's just me. It is centered. I love the fact that the logo is here in the lock bar cutout. Normally that's just a dead space. And I have no problem with that either. Let me see. Do I have a frame lock over here? No. I don't even have one on my table. That is a frame lock with external milling. This, or an external. So this particular frame lock that I have from VC Edge has an internal cutout. Yeah, everything else is a liner lock right here on my table. So I can't even compare. No, here is a frame lock. The Avian Knives Atlas, which has, instead of one big cutout, they just did a couple of cutouts. So there's different ways to do it. I like the fact that there's a logo. I like the fact on the Avian Knives there's multiple cutouts. It just adds a little visual interest to me, if you will. Steel lock bar insert, over travel stop, typical Riot construction in a frame lock flipper. So nothing bad, but also nothing I think to write home about as super innovative, super cutting edge, super, super duper. Again, that's just me, but I don't know. I do like the finger choil. You can choke up on it. You can, do cuts. The Wharncliffe blade is growing on me. Aesthetically, I don't necessarily love it as a Wharncliffe blade, just in general. But the utilitarian aspect of a Wharncliffe blade has really grown on me over time. The more I get to handle them, the more I get to use them. Here it is with the Sharpie. I understand that there is form, or there's function over form in my eyes with the Wharncliffe blades. Spyderco Delica, Kubi KB237, both Chinese-made knives, different levels, $50 versus $350. And this one just, I don't know, the action on this is super great. Steel caged bearings. I believe you can change these for skiff bearings. I think there is a skiff bearing that fits that pocket and whatnot, which I know a lot of guys like to do. I don't know. I've seen guys take full-on handmade custom knives and put skiff bearings in them. And I'm like, why? That's silly to me. But okay, you do you. So let me know your thoughts on this. I think it's a cool knife. I don't think it's anything to write home about as being super innovative or super, great. I just think it's a good, well-made pocket knife by Riot. And there you go. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I would love to hear.